Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to McKacres Farm. My name is Kat. I want to thank y'all for coming out and being with us out here this morning. It's a beautiful spring day. Today's Monday. I've been working all weekend, so we have a lot of catching up to do out in the garden. I'm going to be turning our compost. I'm going to be spreading mulch, both wood chips around our garden beds and leaf mulch in the garden. If the compost is ready, I'm also going to be putting some compost into the big garden. So we have a lot of things planned for today. Of course, the normal watering and weeding as well. So follow along with me as we get started. All right, so you can see I'm starting to turn our compost pile. I'll explain my compost system a little bit more in depth in some future videos. But right now I'm turning our cold compost pile. So that's the pile that I put everything into. All kinds of kitchen scraps, goodies go in there. And the wheelbarrow beside it is actually full of grass clippings. That's what my dad brought over to us from cutting his yard. So as you can see, I'm adding a layer in of the compost and then adding a thin layer in of the bright green grass clippings. And those are going to decompose along with the compost. Since I continually add to this cold compost pile, I don't super have to worry about it being finished very fast or at a certain time or all together. So that's pretty nice. The other compost pile that you'll see in a minute is my fast compost pile. That is just grass clippings, hay, and leaf clippings that I have let sit for a while now, so it has had a chance to heat up and cool down quite a few times. So it is actually even further along than my cold compost pile, even though I started it about a month later. But like I said, I will be talking about that more in future videos. So the purpose for me turning this compost pile is to add oxygen into the mixture. So all the microbes that help to break down compost need oxygen to survive. So if you don't turn your compost, it might start rotting and smelling really bad. And that means that you need to turn it and add more oxygen. So I do this about once every few days. I like to start really strong on a Monday and come out here and do it. And then I might do it on like a Thursday. Roughly. That's the cool thing about compost. It's an art, not a science. You can do it however you want to. This is me finishing up. I like to scrape the bottom really good. Get all the earthworms and stuff that are in there. Pick them up. This is me finishing up. Scrape, scrape, scrape. I know I look like a dork with that tiny pitchfork. I left mine in the car. And then I took my car to the shop like a real genius. So here I am, all stooped over with the baby pitchfork. Point and laugh, everybody. Point and laugh. All right, y'all. So welcome on over to the Compost Corner. As you can see, I'm working with the 3-bin system. There are 3 bays for the compost. You just saw me turn this pile that was over here in the middle bay, and I just turned it over to the rightmost bay. You saw me adding in some grass clippings as well. So we'll take a look at that. Here's the finished product. Beautiful, nice and aerated. I'll probably water that today as well. I have been keeping my compost piles covered. There's some black plastic there, and then on this one I have some metal like roofing extras. Just because we've been getting some like unpredictable rain so far this year, so I don't want them to get completely soaked and I don't want them to completely dry out. So I've been watering them with the hose just as needed. So this pile here, sorry, I just sneezed. This pile here is what I like to call my Speedy compost pile. In here I have things that break down very fast. So this is just grass clippings and some old hay, and some dead leaves. So hopefully that will break down very fast. Let's check on it. So you can see, kind of comparing these 2 piles, they both look about the same, even though I started this one about a month later. So I'm gonna check and see if this is hot. Oh, there's a little mushroom. Hey, little mushroom. Look at that beautiful compost. All right. So it's still nice and warm. There's a bunch of ants in there too. That's not a problem for me. I like that they also help to break down this compost in a nice rich soil. I don't think this is too hot to mulch with. I'm hoping. I don't know. You can still see there's still big pieces of material in here. That's because we started with like whole leaves and straw that was like really big. But it's definitely not steamy anymore. So I'm thinking maybe this is broken down enough to put around our plants. I don't know. We'll see how it does, but I think I'm gonna get started on that. All right, y'all, and my gardener does it, so I'm gonna do it. He calls this semi-finished compost, which sounds about right to me. So I've got a wheelbarrow full of my compost that is like starting to decompose, but like not done yet. So I'm gonna go through and be putting it around all my little plants that I've planted. Just gonna go through and like side dress. Not really a big deal. I'll probably do something like this deep, and then I'll go through and put leaf mulch on top of that. My camera's about to die, so we'll see how much I can film today, but that is the plan. So I'll set y'all up, let you take a look. So around all of these plants, I'm putting the compost mulch in a donut shape. So I'm actually about 1 to 2 inches away from the central stem of the plant. My idea is that this is going to prevent it from getting stem rot or burning any of the plants. So just a little donut shape, and then the water is what's going to help it actually soak into the soil and continue to decompose. If you don't do this, the nitrogen in the compost can cause your plants to get chemical burns. So do a donut. Alright, here's a quick update. You can see behind me I've got the potatoes mulched, the peppers, the tomatoes, and the leeks back there. So that's all with semi-finished compost. My camera, again, is about to die. So once that happens, I will come back in with some leaf mulch and go on top of where the semi-finished compost is and do, again, probably a layer about that thick just to help it hold in water. And then I'll give it a good soaking. All right, y'all, we're back. The camera did die. So I went inside, took a little break, charged the camera, rehydrated. It is getting so hot so fast out here. It's crazy to see the seasons literally change right before our eyes. So I want to show you what I ended up getting done this morning and then walk through kind of my plan for this afternoon. So this is what the compost bins look like. Those are all turned for today. So we're not going to be doing anything else with those except probably recovering them with all this black plastic. And then over here in the big garden, you can see it's starting to look a little bit different. I finished all of the compost mulching that I'm going to be doing today. So you can see this front row is potatoes. My zinnias are right here. They're starting to come up. You can see some little ones. Then I did my peppers, all the tomatoes that I have in the ground so far. Behind them are the zucchini. And then the dark row behind that is my leeks. I only did a light layer of compost over the leeks. because I'm not quite sure how well they're gonna take to it. So you can still kind of see the soil in there. Everything else, these plants, I did kind of a ring around them, so hopefully their stems won't get burnt. Same thing as the tomatoes. The internet says that if you pile very fresh compost really close to the stems, you can get stem rot. So you can see I've kind of made like a donut. The potatoes, I just filled the whole thing in because they don't really care. So that's kind of where our garden stands today. Then I came in and watered everything in pretty good. So my plans for the rest of today, we'll see how much I get done. I'm getting real tired out here. So we'll see what happens. But you can kind of see behind me, all these raised beds are starting to get pretty grown up. So I'm gonna remulch around there with some wood chips, kind of do like outside on the perimeter. So I think that's what we'll end up doing. I think that's gonna be the easiest thing to do today. So we'll see how it goes. Here, I'll get you a better angle so you can kind of see. My goal is to mulch a strip kind of along this way around the outside perimeter of all these raised beds. You can see there's like grass growing up out of these tires, so I'll put some wood chips in there too. And then I'll probably come in and mulch a little deeper in between the beds, just because we're getting a lot of weeds growing up, and that's what the wood chips are supposed to prevent. So we get all of our wood chips from a local arborist. He's about 5 minutes down the street from us, so that's what I did early this morning, was load up the trailer and fill it full of wood chips, only to empty it hours later. C'est la vie. Alright, y'all, here's kind of an after shot of some of the mulching that I did today. I only got kind of this front little section, but you can see it already looks a lot better. I'm going to go in and like smooth it out and rip out any of the weeds that are already in there. That's as far as I got today. Y'all, it is taking a lot more mulch than I thought it was going to. I've carted out 4 wheelbarrows full of mulch. I didn't film all of them because I only have 2 hands, and so I'm still trying to figure out how to push the wheelbarrow with both of my hands and also film. So working on that, also learning how to walk and talk at the same time still, so pardon me. But with that being said, guys, I am beat. I had an awesome day out here cleaning up the garden, working on some stuff, getting a ton of stuff done. So thank y'all for coming out here with me today. I hope you had an awesome time as well. I'm gonna go drink a nice cold glass of lemonade, and I wish y'all the best. I'll see you in a few days probably. I'm not sure how often I'm gonna do these vlogs. They're a lot of work. Not only do I have to do like all of the normal garden work, but I have to like film it as well, which is like difficult for my brain to deal with right now. So but be on the lookout. I'll let you know once I get a more regular posting schedule going. Be checking on the channel for updates. Next, we're probably going to be doing either a compost tour or another vlog. We'll see how the mood takes me. I'm trying to keep these pretty informal, pretty chatty, throw some nice jokes in there. But I still do want them to be like cinematic, kind of arty. I don't know. I'm still working around, kind of playing around, figuring some stuff out, editing wise. So thank y'all for bearing with me. I hope to see you again soon.